Hello, I'm putting this video up today to appeal and plead for help with becoming an aspiring maker. I want to make practical products that serve a function, namely because they are more marketable. No one's going to give me $500,000 for a painting because I'm not somebody's son. But here we got Notepad. I've gotten really good at finding hardware and whatnot on the cheap. Thing is, everything I need, it costs money, and it costs a lot more money now than it used to. Every pack of knobs is 2 or 3 packs of ramens that I don't get to eat, and I would love for my kids to be able to eat chicken or, every once in a while. But I have this Give Send Go up. I'm not even sure if it's been viewed yet. I have my Stripe set up, which I'm not logged into. I am going on Pinterest for ideas, and some are practical, some are artsy. Got pendants and puzzles and a lot of gift ideas, but I came up with the idea for this because put a shopping list, you hang it on the wall, dad's notes, can hang your keys. Granted, this is a pair of hemostats, my keys are in the other room. I'm putting together boards, and I want to collaborate with people and put videos up and whatnot of what I make and help other people create as well. And I would like to build a local community of makers that are into helping each other out as well and providing products and services for people, but these last 2 or 3 years have been really hard on people, and it seems like just getting a reply for anything that isn't free or cheap, it's really hard getting people to even want to interact with each other. Was debating, making pendants, and I can see how he has a leaf and he patterned it, and I want to learn, and am learning how to use my tools more effectively so that I can be good at design and make things that people actually want. But I'm hitting a wall because people would rather pay a store either less or sometimes even more just because they're getting it from a store. The only things I'm able to move are is if I post them for free, and then all the vampires come out like, ooh, free stuff, and it's like, yeah, you're a tool reseller, dude. Just getting tools. I would like to get a lathe so that I can make a walking stick, one for myself but for other veterans, and do pendants, spice racks. I made a spice rack out of a log by just passing a log over my joiner and got it, as square as possible, and put a bunch of 2-inch holes in it, and it will hold my vitamins, my methotrexate, it will hold spices. I can put little hasps on the back of it and hang it on the wall. I can put magnetic strip on the back and slap it to the front of my fridge. All those features make it a more marketable product. Now, if I were to spray paint it gloss white, or at least on the live edge, do that, stain the rest, put a couple pen holes in it for a dry erase marker, people would want it more. Be like, wow, I can put my oregano and I can write it on there as well. Or if I put my meds in there, I put Monday. But there's all kinds of things I need, and I was in both Michael's and Joanne, and I could not find leather cord at a reasonable cost. It was like $5 to string one pendant. Here on Amazon, I can get multicolors for $15 that, they're each long enough to string two pendants. I did a book about the four agreement, or a video about the book, The Four Agreements, earlier. I hope you check that out. It's a really good book. On that note, I'm at my wit's end. I would just ask the VA or people I know for help, but it's literally like pulling teeth. I don't want to damage my family relationships any more than they already are, and the VA is not there for me. They are there to serve the government they work for, who are the people who messed us all up in the first place. Speaking of agreements, I'm about to start violating some, maybe. Like, I call 273 talk because I don't want to live anymore, and I get off the phone wanting other people to not live anymore. It's almost like it's set up that way so that veterans, 23andMe has a different meaning to some of us. And it's really sad, but if we take care of their problem for them, then they don't have to. Yeah, it's a real shame, but that is the way the system works. And I'm sick of living in this dark place all the time because I don't have an outlet that is gainful and manly and performs a function for society. I don't have that anymore. I mean, I go to the VA, and I've been going there for almost 15 years now. I just found out this year processing my claim isn't even part of their job. They foister that off on a third-party agency. I want to go to a rheumatologist. Oh, no, you're too far away. You got to go to this guy that's closer, but they don't set up any of the paperwork or the back end. That, and if I were to get a claim started, they would have to coordinate, and stuff will just go off the rails. And deep breath. And I don't just want money. I would love for you to comment and help me out, even if it's just information or a kick in the pants. I have my Stripe set up. I want to link it to my Rumble. I want to link it to other platforms. I want to get Etsy, if they're worth anything. I hear bad things about them. I would like to be able to connect to Amazon to sell on there as well. I have tried Facebook Marketplace, but it seems like I am verboten there, and I can't gain any traction unless I'm listing something for free, in which case everyone comes out of the woodwork, and it feels like work that I'm paying to do to help somebody. When you list stuff for free, it's like, I am trying to help you. If you're going to make it a problem, please let somebody else have it. It's a box of wood chips. Even on Nextdoor, it's almost like I have a hidden modifier that, I've said the wrong thing and people didn't like it. That place is toxic as hell. You can't say a simple fact, and I'm not talking like quoting crime statistics. People who do that, I kind of don't like them. I mean, yes, it's obvious. You don't need to point it out every day. They know it, you know it, I know it. But you can't say things like, 20 years ago we were only $2 trillion in debt. Then overnight we went to 4 or more. And then we started the war against the wrong people, and now we're somehow close to 30. And people will blame this, that, the other, It's like, you voted for these people on both sides of the aisle. None of them keep their promises. and it's sad. Going off into negativity land again. Anyway, I need help with tools, the biggest thing, aside from like how to set things up. I'm looking for a lathe to turn walking sticks on. I'm learning techniques, like if you, I'm not sure if my cursor is on here, but if you offset this a bit off center, you can spin the head of a walking stick. Even though it's not concentric circle, you will take, let's say here is center, and you center it here. You're going to take more off of the side closest to your tool, and you can get a walking stick handle that way by just moving your center around. I want to put videos like that up on how to turn things off center so that it's not just, you know, a straight Christmas tree. You can make a Dr. Seuss Christmas tree that's like a banana. Or gooseneck, they're called swan neck candlesticks. And it almost looks like a treble clef because the guy shifted his centers around while he was turning it. This one I think is $100. But the one I really would love, because it would help me do things on a production scale, is this one, which the guy, for what it is and what it does, it's an amazing value. He wants $800 for this old school pattern maker's lathe, which is different in that you put the tool in a carrier here. It's called a tool holder. There's this rack and this gear system, and you crank it, and because it's set up like that, you can put a pattern with a stylus on the back side over here and follow the pattern and get the same thing every time. Would really help making walking sticks. It's also a much larger lathe. I could also put a router in that carriage and put a router bit like for CNC routing, except it would not be CNC. But I could put a big ship's wheel on the outside of the lathe and just advance it that way. But all of this takes money that I don't have, and I'm going negative again. Let's see. I'd like to get a good floor sander. This one is a jet. He wants $140 for it. I would love to give him $140 if I had it, because that would keep it out of the hands of a tool reseller. All the classifieds around me, they're like for 30, 40-year-old craftsman wrenches that they want more than retail, or at least that's what they're listing it as. And they're not getting it, but they're beating everybody to the yard sales, buying them all up, basically abusing widows and divorcees out of the stuff and then they turn around, you know, when they pick it up, it's, your husband had his dick beaters all over it already, and it's used, and blah, 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 and I can't return it. Then they want to sell it for more than it goes for new, much more than it went for new back then. And they sell it as vintage or antique. And they expect that for it, and if you don't offer them what they're asking, they don't even talk to you, which is a shame. That's the first lathe. This is a nice blacksmithing vise / anvil, which would be nice. It's another one of those things that people buy up and resell. You can't touch an anvil for less than $200, and for that it's a 50-pounder. Sander, Fay and Egan lathe. Another sander. This one's a Craftsman though. I was lucky to get... Oh, another reason I want to do this is I'm getting good at just picking up logs off the ground and milling my own stuff, or, you know, leaving a rustic edge, just getting two sides smooth, you know. See, that's the little seam there's from hand planer. I should probably make these thinner, and it would help. But yeah, I have a wood burner, and I could do a design on there. Just go to Pinterest like I did with the medallions or the pendants. Now, let me see if I can find my shopping. I don't have a shopping list on here, and I don't think I would sell on here because they would take like 20-30%. And but yeah, see, what you would do is just print this out. You would take several of them at a time, cut and paste them into a text document, and then scale them to the size you want. And what was I saying? You super glue it to your piece of wood. You shape it like a double-ended lollipop. You put a or amulet or whatever medallion pendant on both sides, and you hold it through the middle and just, you know. But I have a scroll saw that I picked up at auction. Managed to get it at a respectable price. I got it for $20. It does need work. I'm waiting on bolts from Amazon because they are number 6 machine 40 thread, which they don't carry in store because somebody would buy them, cross thread them, come back all angry because you sold me the wrong screws or the wrong nuts. And it's like, no, that's not what happened. You just bought the wrong ones. Oh, this is nice. Save that too. And yeah, you know, I could make nice Mother's and Father's Day gifts for people. Other Hallmark holidays, I was thinking about doing graduation frames. I've done a lot of thought at what I can market. Hi, doggy. Say hi to everybody. I'm going to get off of here, and I thank you for listening if you've listened this long. And if you can help me out, throw a comment. I would really appreciate it. Or if you just want to riff on creativity, because that's another thing that's really hurting me, is no one talks anymore. It's almost like they've been programmed not to. Anyway, you have a good day, and thank you for listening. Bye-bye.